Good morning, guys. So we will start the class. And before that, last week assignment, I think a few people tried. Few people have tried. I think Soumya has tried. He has tried with the loop. Okay, so the simplest code that I find it's easy to follow. So I'll send it in the WhatsApp in the chat box right now, so you can follow the answer. So I'm not sure who's. So this is the one simple code. I think everybody can follow without any complication. So few people have tried advanced way of writing, but I don't recommend for doing it for VBA because it's just the course where it's like, we're not going to use much, but just for understanding. So don't need to use much advanced coding when it comes to VBA. Okay, but for Python, yes, but for VBA, I think we can keep it simple. So one such code, whose code is that? I don't know if you can recognize yourself. I just downloaded yesterday and today I tried to see the name, but I couldn't find in the email. This is very simple code. Okay. So I've sent it. Okay. So we'll see today's class. So last class we finished with the loop, I think double loop. Okay, so today we will see again one more time revision kind of the loop, and then we will see do while. Okay, while loop is also equally important because one of you guys asked a question which is very valid question. If you don't know where to end, have you finished if statement?
No, Vandana, we haven't.
No, right? Okay, fine. We will see that part as well. So the do while is very, very important because you know here where to start and where to end. Like you start from 1 to 3, but you know that if you don't know where to end, so we give a condition. For an example, do this part until you see this point. So you don't know where is that point, but you give it like a condition. Do this work or print it up to the date 0, 12, 7. So you give a condition, but you don't know where that 12 is present. At the time, we can go for while loop, which is like it's going to run until that condition. Harshit, this is your first class. Oh, sorry, which did I log in into the wrong ones? Guys, is this is the VBA class 2?
Yes, Vandana.
Yes,
Yes.
Vandana.
Harshit, I think your class starts from tomorrow, the new batch. Please check the date. You got the link, but it's from tomorrow onwards, I guess. Yeah, so today is 12, right? Okay, fine. Okay. So we'll just quickly revise the double loop and then we will go into the if statement. Don't forget to add your module. Okay, just a quick revision of loop. So we know the starting point for x equals to 1 to 20. Okay, so 1 first row to 10 rows. And we replace this into our cells row comma column. Instead of row, we give X comma first column. Okay, so if you want to print in the second column, so go ahead for the second column. Dot value equals to print. Then close the loop. Next X. So this is what we did. Okay, so now let's start. So we are going to print it, but if there is something called end, then exit the loop. Okay, now we are going to print for 1 to 100 rows, but in between somewhere, if you see this character called end, then exit, which means we are doing certain things with the condition. Okay, so we are doing the loop, but inside we have a condition. Okay, so let's start. First, let's write, or first let's see how we can, let's see the schema, how we can do it in the program. But before that, like a theoretical way. So if same thing what we studied in our Excel, if there is a condition, then we give result 1. Okay. If you have a second condition, what is the keyword? Remember?
Else if.
Else if. Okay. If you have a second condition, you have to give else if. So your condition number 2, then you will get result number 2. You ran out of your condition. Okay, that's it. Your conditions are over. You just got some left out where you want to fit it into some kind of result 3. You don't need to give else if, just else. So no condition, result 3. You just have to remember this schema throughout your course. Okay, or any course, Alteryx or Python, whatever course you take, this is the schema. Okay, if the sale is less than 5,000, bin 1. Okay, if the sale is less than 10,000, bin 2. You don't want to do any other bins. I'm just, you're done. Anything above 10,000, I don't care. Put it under bin 3. So you don't need a condition. You don't need a condition to prove the last end. So whatever left out, anything above 10,000, bin 3. And here I've seen people making mistake. They will use 5,000 to 10,000. So remember the logic. This is wrong. You don't need to put 5,000 to 10,000. If you just give a proper hierarchical way, it will understand. Computer will understand. The program will understand. The first one is 5,000. If it is false, then only it will go for the second condition. Let's say for an entry called 6,000, it will go and check. First condition failed. Then it will go and check the second condition. Yes, it is less than 10,000, bin 2. Okay, please understand this. Very simple one, but it's very important. Okay, don't give 5,000 to 10,000. If you give proper hierarchy, either ascending or descending, just make your own hierarchy in a proper logical way, it will understand. Okay, now coming to our program. So we have condition. If it finds end, then exit the loop. If you have empty, print it. Okay, that is our logic. If you see empty cell, print it. If there is something called end, then exit the loop. Okay, so we are going to use the same schema to write the program. Condition 1. So first let's start with declaring your, and then for x equals to 1 to 100. Okay, up to this part you just quickly write. So last time, if you see our last program, we just opened one statement, okay, to print. But now, in order to print, we have condition. Okay, so there are several ways of writing the same program. We can write in different way. One way I will write, then you guys have to figure out another way of writing. So I will write with if and else if. You can also write with if and else. Okay, so you can write with a whatever different ways to write. So one way, if, okay, we have to give a condition. What is our condition? If the cells are empty, then print it. So let's write it. If my cells x comma 1, its value equals to represent empty, I'll just give without any space, double quotes. No space, then it will search for the space character. If cells are empty, then, okay, enter. You just give space. In Python, the indentation, the spacing is important, but here you don't need, but let's write with spacing. If it is empty, then what we should do? We should print. So let's write. So cells x comma 1 dot value equals to print. Okay, so if a condition result, then else if the cell x comma 1 dot value is is somewhere, if you find the character called end, then exit for, I think so, yes, exit for loop. Exit my for loop if you find this end. That's it. Program is done. Now see, anything that we open, we should close it. So come in the inner side, inner part, you have if statement. Okay. So end the if first. End if. Then outer, after, before if we have the outer one is for loop. So close the for loop. Anything we open, you have to close it like this. Okay. The first one, you closed it. Then your for loop. So I've written it fully because we cannot stop in the middle and write it. So if condition 1, result 1. Else if condition 2, result 2. So let's try. Okay, even though I had given 1 to 100, it will print only up to end. Let me know if you get any error or any doubt.
Ma'am, hello.
Yes.
Ma'am, what is the logic behind end if and next this exit for and end if? Because if we give only end if, it will work, na?
How you have to close your loop, right? It is looping. So see, if you open the for loop, you have to close the loop. or you have to give next x, so that x will be searched the next one. So x will be 1, then x will be 2. So you need this next x for sure. Otherwise, then x will be not, you will not even loop inside. So this is for looping. Looping means what? It's like 1 will be first, then next x, go up, x will be 2. So this is the looping. So it is going round, round like this inside. But inside the loop, you have this if. You have a condition. If certain thing is there, then do this. If certain other thing is there, then do that. So you are giving if. So in order to end the if, which means like if, like for example, if there is an end, then you have to exit the for loop. So that condition is worked. Then you have to end your if statement, right? This is the same logic for any programming language you take. If you had opened something, you have to close it. It will not work without this next x, it will not work. Okay, you guys copy this. I will try to draw the schema with whatever knowledge I have, though I'm not from computer science background. Finished? Okay, so just to understand how this inside behind it is working, this may be true or may not be, the diagram wise may be false, but just to understand. So first we have opened a loop, okay, for loop. So you have given something like you have to work for 1 to 100 rows, okay, and you have given certain things, okay, that was like you want to print for 1 to 100. But inside for loop, you have if condition. In order to print, you have two condition. Condition number 1, condition number 2. Okay, if condition number 1 worked out, it will print R. Okay, result number 1. If condition number 2 is there, it will print R2. So this if condition, right? So you have ran a condition, you have printed R. So you have to end this condition so that it will go next. Look for your next row. Row number 2. Imagine row number 2. Again for row number 2, you have to find out which condition. So let's say this time R. Then again go back and look for row number 3. Row number 3, again two condition. Will print either R, R1 or R2. But you have to go back until you finish this 100. But if you had given, for example, come out of the loop, then it will come out of the loop because you have given exit. So here it will exit the loop. Okay, every time you have to keep on searching for row wise. That's why we call this as a compiler. It will work line by line. So every line you have to end if. Then it will search for the next one. Okay. This is not at a time. This is line by line. So for the first line, when it got checked, let's say it has printed, then end the if condition, check for the second one. Hope it's clear.
Vandana, I'm not getting end, like on the 19th row,
You're what happened to this?
19th column.
End you're not getting.
Yeah.
What you're not, your screen is not printing, or what is the
I'm getting like from 1 to 100, getting print, but
okay,
after
this it's
not
not
see-
stopping.
yeah.
Did you check whether this end and this end is matching? Because you have given instruction E and D capital letter, then you have to give the same.
This and
Okay, share your screen.
see how we are.
Program. The end, see where you have written end here in the sheet.
Okay, I have to write end.
So that's the idea, right? If it finds end, then it will stop. So somewhere you have to write this character called end in your Excel sheet. Then it will find the end and it will stop it. If you don't have end, then it is considering your first condition. It is empty, so it is printing.
Okay. I thought in the
Okay?
programming I have to write. Only in the programming I have to write end.
No. The program will search for the end and it will stop it.
Okay.
Suppose in the sheet there is an end. So somewhere you write in the middle this small letter E and D, then run it. Delete the whole row. First delete everything and run it one more time.
Okay.
Yeah, anywhere. No, small letter because it will search for E and D. Okay.
Got it.
Okay. Okay, so let's rewrite the program because right now it is just searching for end. But what if we want to stop the program like anywhere or whatever it is there, like end, stop, doesn't matter. Anything, whatever character is there, it should stop. Let's say because E and D capital letter and E and D small letter, the small confusion is coming, right? So if I find any character, it should stop. Okay, let's say stop or end, what doesn't matter. So we can rewrite the program. So that's where you have to increase your efficiency. How to rewrite this program in a different way where it can take multiple It will take multiple ways to run or multiple condition within the small program. So sub condition number 2. So 2 lines, same lines.
Ma'am, can you please explain the first condition, then part?
This one,
Yeah, ma'am, first
if
condition.
if the cells are empty. So initially it was an empty cell, right? Like this. If we start, it is an empty cell. So I was representing this like an empty cell. If the cells are empty, then print it.
Okay, okay, ma'am, got it.
Okay, okay. So let's rewrite the condition. So this time, what I'm going to do, if my cells x comma 1 dot value is not equal to empty, which means what? Any, if some character is there, okay, which is not empty, it is not equal to empty. Any character, I don't care. It is not equal to empty. Then exit my loop. Exit for loop. Else print it. So see the difference between the first one and the second one. For else, you don't need a condition. Okay, for if condition, else if condition. But if you see how efficiently the second code works, because it doesn't matter whether it is stop or end, anything that is not equal to empty, then exit the loop. Else means if anything is any, like for an example, if it is empty, else means what? Left out condition. Left out is what? Empty. So if it is empty, then print it. See here, there is no condition, only result. End if. So let's check this. Finished.
But then from both the conditions, I am getting an error, like sub error.
What is it?
Sub error, a function error.
Okay, share your screen. Sharing your screen.
Yeah. Yes.
Okay. If is it cells? It's cells. Yes, the second one also.
Okay.
In end sub is not there. Okay, give okay. Because the end sub somehow it got deleted. Just write it. End sub. Okay.
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 I'll
So
fix the
test your
first one.
program. Oh, yeah, first one is also, yeah,
Yeah.
fine. No problem.
Self-organized. Yeah. Thank you.
Yes. Make sure like when you're writing, see like this cells and the yellow color one should come. Okay. Otherwise it's wrong. And also one check where we can do that. See, for example, when we are writing, this is all small letter. So when after we once we finish, okay, cells x comma 1 dot value equals to print. Okay, let's say after finishing, when I give enter, it will become capital letter. The first letter will become a capital letter. So that is one check. Even though we write every small case, that is one check where we can make. Okay, so those who are finished, I'll just give you one small challenge like write some random age. So 12 years, 35, 36. Okay, so this is just fill random age and you guys have to fill the second column. Okay, now understand, if you understand the whole programming, then you will write this very well. If age is below 18, teen. If they below 30, let's see. Okay, this is the condition. These are the condition. You have to fill this column, search this column. Okay, x comma 1 you have to search and x comma 2 you have to fill. So based on these condition, you can give like less than or equal to symbol, which you, in case you want to be very precise. Any doubt, let me know. Okay, so x comma 1 you have to search and fill x comma 2 with these condition. Try to use if and else if and just see what you can do. Once done, send the result. So here in this case, consider this as an empty cell, but he has given an statement for mentioning as an empty cell, but you guys don't need, just consider it as an empty cell. Okay, if the cell is x comma 1, is less than 18, teen is less than 30, then young. Okay. Okay, so last one we can change a little bit. Okay, so although it is correct, it is fine. Okay, so we will start writing. So the what Soumya has given, actually see, once there is a value, it is obviously not empty cell because it has a value and it is obviously not an empty cell. In that case, you don't need to write it as a separate code. It works fine and no issue at all, but still why what happened to others? It's very simple program, right? 1, 2. For me, it is 13. Okay, so for now, we will print with for loop, but after break, we will learn how to do the same thing with while loop. Because while loop, you will not know where it is ending, but somehow we have to end the program. So we will use while loop, but first for loop. For loop for x equals to 1 to 13. So let's say for an example, in here I have age and you have to print the code. So then it will change. It is 2 to 14. Okay, so the first understand this is the starting point and ending point. Based on that, you have to give. So this is 2 to 14. So for if my cells 1 comma x comma 1 dot value, first condition is less than or equal to 18. Okay, so the if this condition satisfies, then it means like it is not equal to empty. It is some value is there. So you don't need to give a separate condition for checking empty cell. So just plainly write if your cell dot value is not equal, sorry, less than or equal to 18, then print it. Print where cells x comma 2, y x comma 2, second row, second column, second row, second column. So in here you have to print teen.
Hey Vandana,
Yes.
when I'm entering for less than 40, for else I am getting error.
Okay. So other guys, carry on with this format. Okay. So you don't add unnecessary codes because it that's that if you have errors and other things, it'll make very messy. So code has to be very precise, very simple code, and yet it is easy. Okay, fine. Share your other guys write else if. So start writing the second code. Okay, share your screen. Okay, if it is less than 18, then teen. Else if less than 30, then x comma 9 and young adult. Okay,
Actually, I'm facing problem in sharing
one
because of
second, one
network problem.
second, one second. I'm just checking. Okay, fine. Okay, share your screen. What happened?
Actually, it is showing expression error.
Okay, but share your screen.
Due to network problem, I am unable to share my screen.
But if I don't see, at least send the program in the chat box. Will wait. Yeah, you have used else, which is good. That is what I expected. Okay, so after else, you have printed the answer, right? Result. Why you have given then? So why we use then? If condition number one, then result number one. Condition number two, then result number two. But you have wisely used else. Then why you have given then? There is no then. Else is correct.
Okay.
Else,
Okay.
whatever that is left out, okay, that you're trying to use else, which is correct. You don't need a condition. You just print the result. So this is what I was
Okay.
expecting. Okay, for anybody else, when no one has used else, you should efficiently use else also. Okay, so try to use else, but no condition, just the result.
Okay. So for else, we don't have to use then.
Yeah, you don't have to use any condition because the left out, which means above 46 or above 50, because that is the one that is left out, and you don't give the last age, which means the end result, like 86 or 96, doesn't matter. Everybody are senior. So else,
Okay.
just print senior.
Okay. Okay. Got it.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay. So none of you guys have used else. Why the other guys who have sent the results? You should definitely start using the else, because it gives you a very good idea about the proof. How to start this? Comma one dot value is okay. Just 2 minutes. We can go for breaks. Okay, so here is what I want you guys, I was insisting. Okay, so else, so please efficiently use your else. So else, anything that is left out, which means anything above 46. I don't need to give like, you don't need to even give a condition. Just print it. Else x comma 2 dot value equals to senior. So you otherwise all are given that if it is greater than 46, which is okay. I mean, that is also correct. But try using else because sometimes it will be useful. Okay. Okay, that's finished. Go for break. 11:10. We will start again.
I'm getting error. What is this? Oh, no. Hello, Vanthana, are you there?
Any doubt?
Yeah, I'm getting error actually. I'm not able to understand what is the problem.
Okay.
Can you share my screen?
Yes. Okay. First run it and let's read the error one. First run your program like this. Just run it now. Okay. What is only comments me after in sub compile error? So so something here at least giving the clue that it is not ended properly. Okay. Give okay. Okay, so something wrong with end sub and end something end is having issue. So check your program. What is wrong? First line by line if you check. I think when you run while running itself there is okay, run one more time. See it has highlighted a place for you. Give okay. Highlighted that place, the blue color.
Dimension.
Correct. What is on top above?
Sub condition
In between there is one line, right? Why?
And sub,
and sub.
and sub.
Okay, okay.
So that is what they will give a clue. We have to follow that.
Okay.
Okay, run it and now check.
Yeah,
Okay.
thanks.
Vandana, even I'm getting an error.
Okay, share this. Okay. Let's check the error message first. Run it. User defined type not. Okay. So it has highlighted a place for us. So we have to see, okay, expand this full program so we can see. It's wrong, right? Because you've given, so it has to start with if, else if, else if, else. Why again if and all coming?
Okay.
The schema you have to follow correctly. If the cell, no, last two lines, what are those? If the cell is less than 45, what is it? No, what are these? Okay, sharing my screen back. So do not get confused, okay? It's very simple ones. You don't add the extra things. If a condition, else if a condition, sorry, if a result, else if result number one, else if result number two, else last result. Why have we added separate different things?
Okay. So I should
Understand and
remove this
write,
one.
please. What
Yep.
is it? Okay.
Should I remove this cells like send one?
Removing is fine, but the what I'm asking is like you have to understand and code it. Okay, so
Yeah.
just understand why you have added, and that's what I want. Okay, just understand and then you have to code.
Sure. Okay.
Vanna, even after removing, then it is still showing me expression error.
What is it?
Yeah.
Share your screen. What is it?
Okay. Actually, it is showing me expression error
Expression
for
error.
else.
Okay.
For else.
Same issue. For else.
Yeah.
No, I didn't understand. Share your screen. Or I'll just send me the
Okay.
screenshot.
Okay.
One thing actually, if we want to select the entire column, suppose we mention the condition that if x is equal to 1 to 13 or maybe 1 to 15, and if
Okay.
we want that the entire column, we want to give the reference of entire column, then what should you do?
Yes, we can give the see as of now we have included the entire column only 2 to 14. What else that entire column? Oh,
Means
you mean the full
row.
column?
Yeah, full entire rows means entire
Where
row in the column.
okay, so you don't want this ending part.
Yes.
So let's say for an example, you are working with an Excel and wherever up wherever your number your data is there up to that part. Is that what you're asking?
Yes.
Okay, okay, then we can do with while loop. I
Okay.
will do after break.
Okay.
Okay. Gayatri, quickly share your screen. We'll start the.
I had already shared my screen.
Okay.
Uh, Here I'm getting error uh, after entering.
I'm only seeing the whole screen. You just sent. No, send it again.
It says so cell reference is 3. I think it should be 4 because we want the value and
You
in
sent new chat because I
Okay.
can't see.
Okay.
I can see the screen.
Oh, she's sharing your screen. Okay, fine. Okay, share your screen or. Okay, fine. You resolve the error, then it's fine.
Yeah, I have shared my screen, Vanna.
Okay. Again, the
Here
same
I'm getting
issue.
error.
Same issue. Why? When I'm
Uh-huh.
telling, are you listening? Because else you don't need a condition. You just have to print the result for else. That's
Okay.
why it is showing error. So see my screen properly. I'll share my screen one more time. This schema is very, very important. Even for Alteryx, for any Power BI or anything, this is very important. For else, you don't need to give a condition. What is a condition? You don't need to refer whether it is less than 40, greater than 46. It doesn't want. The left out, that is 46. After 46, there is no condition. Left over once. Automatically will get assigned to senior. So after else, no condition. Just see the screen and understand. Just give me 2 minutes. Okay, so let's start. Any doubt? Okay, very simple. If a condition, see, writing the program and running program is not important. Okay, the important part is understanding the program is important. Even if you don't write, it is still okay, but understanding part is very important. When you give if, you have to give a condition and then followed by result. Else if, condition number 2 followed by a result. But when you have else, you just have to give only the result. Then close the end if, next text, submit, end sub. Because this will be very useful when you code in Python. Okay. So just one more thing which will be useful again, while loop. Okay, so why we are even using while loop? Very simple, you will start in a place, but you don't even know where to end. Okay, so it has to run in a, in a loop, where continuous loop, we can say in a continuous loop up, and we can treat that like a condition. Okay, fine. Instead of explaining, we will write the code. It has it printed. Else for x equals to 20. Okay, yes, it's correct, right? Because you have given x equals to 1 to 20. Okay, so it is anyway, it is going to take 1 to 20. So in this one, you have not mentioned anything about your blank. So you should, if you want, like for example, else if. cells x comma 3 is equal to empty, then put NA. So you have to mention separately. Then it will not print teen for you. It has now printed teen.
Okay, Vandana.
Okay, so try where it has printed senior. Senior is correct for you. Okay, senior has printed correctly. Okay, this empty cell. So because it is considering that is less than 0. Okay, 0 is also a number, right? So it is taking it as a 0 and printing as teen. Give a separate column. If it is an empty, then print not available.
Okay.
One more thing. So do we need to type next x because we are not putting any value which is not equal to x?
No, yes, we are putting here, right? For loop is there. For x equals to 2 to 14. So
Okay.
this 2 will be placed first for all the x's. Condition will be filled. Then end the if. That is for one row. Okay, for one row, it will check, end the if. And for the next row, that is x comma 3, x equal to 3. Again,
Mhm.
fill the condition, end if. Next x is very important because you have opened the loop. It has to loop for 14 times.
Okay.
Okay. Initially, it will take a little bit like, this much of confusion, I know, but
Mm.
understand that when you open your for loop, you have to give next x. So it will loop inside. And inside, you have a condition. Once you fill one row, you have to end if. And for the next row, you have a separate, again, it is running. That's why it is a loop. And it's
Okay.
a compiler. It is row by row. Once one row is done, then the next row, then the next row. Okay, that is why end if.
Okay. So next x means that it will run the query until row 14, right?
Correct, correct. That's why we are giving next x. Once it ran out of the number, then it'll automatically come down and end the sub.
Okay. Okay, got it. Thanks.
Okay, so let's do the do while. Okay, let's do this one. Okay, so that instead of printing, we will take some example. And so just fill your random, product number 1, then sales quantity. Let's say price 5 for all. Then here we are going to print sales amount. Okay, this is what we are going to do. We can do with the for loop also. We know that for x equal to 1 to 10, we will fill it this place. But now we will do with do while. Otherwise, you guys do one thing. Quickly do one for loop. I don't find that all of you guys are understanding very well. For loop is widely used. So using first for loop, fill your sales amount, which means like 6 into 5. Your D column should be B into C. First do with for loop. Let's revise this for loop better. First fill the data. No condition, nothing. Just have to do, this into this. That's it. So I'll start the for loop. So we will know the difference between for loop and while loop. So first for loop for x equals to 2 to, I have to do it until 10, up to 10. So no if statement, nothing. Cells x comma fourth column. Okay. Cells x comma 4, its value equals to cells x comma 2 dot value into cells x comma 3 dot value. Okay, so just one line. I'm just doing this equivalent to this into this. For loop, next x. Okay. So this is your for loop. But now while loop. Okay, so how advantageous, like how you can use your while loop. So sub sales amount number 1. Same thing. Okay, so here we need to learn. So x starting point alone, x equals to 2. Okay, you don't need to give ending point. You don't even know where it is ending. Okay, consider that. So you don't know where it is ending. So you only know the starting point. Start from x equal to 2. And do while keep doing until the index. Do while x comma 1. So this one, okay, product x comma 1 dot value is not equal to empty. So what does that mean? Keep doing until you find a value, or is not equal to empty. That would be correct. Do while, keep on doing. Every time you print, keep on doing until you find, or until you find a value, up to value. You don't even know the ending part. So I've just considered my index column. You can consider your sales quantity, you can consider price, you can consider whatever you want. So for me, according to my logic, I've considered when there is an index, print it. Okay, do while x comma 1, its value is not equal to empty, which means there is an index. Then, only then, print x comma 4 dot value equals to into okay, sorry. Closing statement. Okay, just a minute, guys. So listen here. In this case, for the while loop, you have one more advantage. Incrementation, how it should print. Because we have opened for the starting point, how it should print. Should it print line by line, or it should print two steps? So for that, this one thing alone you have to remember. X equal to X plus 1. Okay, it will increment every time one cell after. Again one cell. I'll show you what is this X equal to X plus 1. And closing statement, loop. Just loop. Little complicated. What is this? Function not defined. X equals to.
Ma'am, cells, not cell.
Okay, fine. Okay, but if we are given X equal to X plus 2, it will just print two steps. It will take two steps and print it. So this is also one advantage. See, for an example, if your data is like this, so you have to take two steps, right? So in that case, you have to give X equal to X plus 2. So it will omit one line and print it. Depends upon your data. If your data is having 5-line difference, then X equal to X plus 2. So while loop is very, in this case, it's very good, but little difficult to implement it.
You know why we have entered the loop at the end?
Loop is what? It's like everything, anything that we open. So we have opened do while. So we have to have a closing statement. So it's like it will go and check the other one like that. It will start and do while. So we have opened a do while. So you have to check the next cells, right? Until you find this empty, because we are checking the index. So it has to go up and perform again.
Okay. So in this condition, can you please change it to X plus 1?
X equals to X plus 1.
Then run the query. I just want to see if we have the, blank row in between the data, and how will it work?
Yes, it will not even print further, because once it finds the blank row, it will stop.
Okay. So if suppose in the same condition, suppose we have the, blank data in any of the row, but we
Okay.
have the, the data between that, post that blank row, then how can we,
Then you have to use advanced code. But one simple thing we have to do is that we have to sort it, or we can implement a program. If in this case you have to go for an advanced coding, like you have to use several loops. But in this case, for your macro, I would not suggest. But you can do one thing where you can implement your code to first eliminate your whatever. By sorting, you can even eliminate your, if there is a way, you can eliminate the blank lines and then loop it if you want to eliminate. Otherwise it's double loop. It's you just have to do a lot of coding, but for now I don't suggest for VBA. And you will not get, see, for data analytics you will not get like something like that. Either you have to eliminate the, you can eliminate the blank lines and then code it. That is one simple thing. And there won't be anything like blank and you have to start again. You will not have such data practically. So find out how will you eliminate a blank line. It's like a simple, like if you're working on an Excel, like let's say you want to eliminate a blank line. Think that action and perform it into your VBA. Then you do the coding. Okay, so just one more time. Starting point, okay, do while and keep doing until you have an index, okay, up to the index. And when you have an index, print this, increment it +1. Every time you have to give +1 +1. Sorry, every line it has to print. So that is why we have given +1. If you want to leave one line and print, you have to give +2. And loop is for do while. படிச்சு முடிச்சியா? ஏன் படிக்க மாட்டேங்கிற? So let's have one more advantage with your do while. Okay, so let's see product name or something. So again, remember guys, this looping is like a continuous action. If you have anything break, you can have break and continue, that you will learn in the advanced programming in Python, but let's not do it here. But once you have a cut, it will stop it. Okay, but in Python you learn little more advanced coding like break and continue for do while, but not here when I'm not very good with VBA. Okay, so Python, yes, but uh, because for work profile, when you work as a data analyst, you don't do all these macros. But for just general knowledge, like we will get we will, when we learn different languages, we'll get more ideas. Okay, for that reason. Okay, so let's start again a do while, but let's have one more place. You have to print only for A. Okay, consider like you have today's sale and let's say yesterday's sale. You have to print only for today's sale, and when it sees yesterday date, it should stop. Okay, like that. So you have to print the sales amount only for A call, A1, and you should not print for B. See if you can edit your existing code. It's very simple. Just one place you have to give that the small difference. See if you can figure it out. You have to print it only for A. finished, just that one code. Where you can edit. Okay, so first where you have edited. In order to run this program, we have edited the index. Now you need to figure it out how to print for A. That's it, right? So do while where x comma 2, its value should be equal to A. That's it. Until A, it will print. Let's see. First it is printing. Cells. Okay, it's fine. Cells x comma 5, because I've added one extra column. Okay, now it has shifted to 5 and it is now 3 comma 2, 4 comma 3. Okay, x equal to 2, do while you got the x cells comma x comma 6 is not equal to A, right? If it is according to your screen, then it is A, then it's fine.
Yes, ma'am. According to my table, I
Okay,
have kept.
okay, good. Okay, then it's correct. Do while x comma, okay, fine. We will learn about the AND, okay? So you can also use AND. Now we will learn about AND. Okay, only one person got it right. So that's what this do while, you can use it like a condition also. You don't need to give a separate if condition. So you can use it like a condition also. So which is good in this way, do while. Don't worry, do while is little difficult. You're gonna learn same concept in Python also, but just the small introduction. Okay, I've written certain programs here. So practice. Okay, so we will go into our next chapter where we will learn like nested condition. Okay, so inside condition inside another condition. So in order to write nested condition, we need to write the code much simpler way and efficiently. So we will adopt a different technique. The same if condition only, but we will, because if inside an if. So you might have to write a very big statement. So we can simplify that using select case. So we will see that. But concept wise remains same. Okay, there are many projects here, but we will learn only few projects. Then we can close the class. Okay, here in this case, we will also learn about the message box, input box. We already learned this, but again, just little more user, what we say, it's like more inputs and from the user. Okay. So just a testing message first. So if you remember, we have used a message box. If you remember, we just sent a message box like this. So it will prompt this message for you, hello. Okay. But right now we are going to give an option for the user to press yes or no. Do you want to download or do you want to buy this? Then the customer has to have an option to press yes or no. Right now it is okay, but now we will give one more condition, one more the argument to give yes or no. Okay, so let's see. For that we need a variable. Okay, so let's say input received equals to message box, would you like to download? Got it? Then after message, we have this option VBS or no. Then let's say I give my title. First, let's see how it is looking. This is what I was talking about. Now the user can press either yes or no. Okay, this is the title, user message. If you don't want, you can omit this, but just the title for this box, message inside. Now user will access yes or no. Okay, write this.
Vandana, while writing this one,
After
Okay.
this user message, like some help file and context is also showing. Like, what is that? What that
No,
will be?
no need all these. Like, see, for example, if you want any help file, if you, these are all like very, I have not used all these help file. It's like an argument only. You can search the VBA documentation. Okay, when you go into documentation, so title means that box title. Or if
Yeah.
you want to attach any help file for them, then attach it. So you can find all these things in the documentation.
Okay. Okay.
Okay. But now for simple way of learning, so we've just given a message, we've given user yes or no and the title. So how we will write usually? If statement, because now the user is either pressing yes or no. Okay. So which means like the user will give some input. Either it can be yes or no. If that will be saved in your input received. Okay. If input received equals to VBS. Okay, so if he has pressed S, then message box download started. Else, thank you. Message box, thank you. So I'm not giving VB no because I will print it like an else statement. Okay, end if. So now it is all about the user, whether he is pressing S or no. If he has given S, then our input received will store VBS, then it will print this message. If it is no, then it will print this message. Okay, so let's see. Would you like to download? Yes. Then it will give your first message. So if I give no, then I should be getting thank you.
Vandana,
Yes,
how did you bring this the same text via on Excel sheet?
same text.
Yeah, means the programming text in here.
Which text you're talking about?
Mm, From module, I can see the same text here as well on the left side.
Here I've just printed the screenshot. This Excel you're talking
Okay.
about?
Yes, yes, that's
Okay,
correct. Yes.
this is just a screenshot.
Okay, you have printed it. Okay.
Yes, I've just taken the screen print for you guys to send.
Okay.
Okay, so before we go for break, I've told you that we will use select case because when we are writing little bigger programs, you can't write with if statement. Although the logic remains same, but you have to write it little, simplified way. So we will write that sub testing number 2. So based on this only, the next coding and all will be there. So be careful. So learn this little carefully. So same input box. Okay. So in this, select your case. Select case, the variable which the condition is done. Okay, based on this variable your conditions are meant. Okay, well, like you are writing condition based on a variable. So select the case of that variable, input received. Okay, you have selected the case, which means you have stored it. You don't need to give again and again. If this is yes, if this is no, you don't need to give. So case VBS, then message box, download started. So compare both. If the case is VBS, if the answer is VBS, then this. We can use case else, but I'll write VB no. If the case is VB no, then message box thank you. So here you don't need to write the variable again and again. If this is this, then you don't need to write. This is very simple way of doing. So first one time you declare your variable, next time you declare the answers. This variable will give two answers. One is yes, one is no. If it is yes, what we should do. If it is no, what we should do. Anything we start, we have to close it and select. Would you like to download? Yes, download started. So know the difference between these two, write the code and then go for break. We'll start. We'll write another program with select case. So we'll get to know the full idea. Input box. Enter the price you want to know. So here, this is what, like, even in the input box, you can give, like, for example, that's what you have to learn the documentation of this help file and other things. Like you can give the list where user can select, but we are not going that much deep into this VBA, but learning as a programming language. So enter the price you want to know, but consider that you have 3 products: cell phone, TV, laptop. Okay, according to your in your company. Enter the price you want to know. Okay, this is what I was telling you, have to understand clearly. Here, let's give one variable, VAR. It's the keyword. Do not give any keywords as a variable. Answer. Okay. So answer equals to the customer is now going to enter either cell phone, TV or laptop. That will be stored inside your answer variable. So select the case. Select case answer. One time if you've declared the case, then that's it. You only have to worry about your answers, which means whether it is going to press laptop, whether he is going to enter TV. That is what matters. Once you declare the variable, that is done. The next, all right, I will write case alone. So case TV. What if he enters TV? What if he enters laptop? So I'll write all my case first. Later I'll fill inside. What if we enter case printer? Then there will be something. What if he made some mistake while writing? So case else. Okay, so if he has written TV, then message box him the price. Okay, input box for receiving, message box for sending the price. So let's say some price, 3,000 rupees. And here message box. Again the message box, third one. Okay, case else. So he has written something wrongly. So message box, type correctly. Okay, once done, then we have to close the state. End select. Okay, so let's run the program. Okay, so make sure the case matches TV, then I'll get my TV price. So if I type something wrongly, then I should get the message, type correctly.
Vandana, will you share this file with us?
Yes.
Thank you.
Vandana, I have one question.
Yes.
Suppose whatever user is entering, so can we store that data and can we see that data that the X person is entered the, this
Yes, we
number?
can do that. So it depends upon your data. See, for example, after re-entering, we will develop few more projects. So you will get to an idea. After entering, you can even put it in your Excel. That's how the building system and other, if you go to McDonald, you see that we are
Mhm.
entering something and it is captured somewhere as a
Okay.
data, right? So that also we can do. Here, instead of, say, suppose you can even here, instead of giving message box, print it in your Excel. So we will develop further few more programs you will understand.
Okay. So how to fetch the raw data, right?
Yes, you can do that. Correct.
Mhm. And one more thing. So will we learn, how to, do the VBA testing, I mean, VBA coding on the MS Access? Is
No,
this a part
that's
of the,
the no, I don't think so. This VBA is learning as a programming language for you to understand Python. But
okay.
that's the idea of this entire course. But
Mhm.
the VB, as a data analyst, you will not be working with the VBA programming language. So it's just not the core language for you guys to learn.
Suppose I just want to build a tool, like MS Access
That's what,
based
it's
tool.
not a core language, right? So if you're building a tool in VBA, then you are practically not a data analyst. That's a different profile. It's like a reporting analyst or any other. So data analyst does not hold this profile of building a tool or building so then the profile itself will get changed. So for data analyst, you are not that profile does not hold that weightage of VBA.
Okay.
Okay. So when you are building a tool in VBA or building a tool in Python, Python itself, building a tool itself is not a data analyst. Okay, even in Python also, we have a code like this, an n number of codes, but it is used for building an app. As you know that Python used to build an app, but you will not learn those codes. You will learn only data analytics related code. Even in Python, the same issue, same thing only. We will not teach you the code that is used to build the applications.
Vandana, I have one question.
Yes.
After case else, in the message box, why we have entered type correctly in the programming?
That is because if the user is inputting something else other than TV, printer, or laptop, if he has typed some spelling mistake, then we just give this message.
Okay, okay. That is a condition actually.
Yeah, it's a condition actually. Correct.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's see few more programs. So then we will slowly get to know this clearly. Okay, now we will deal something with Excel. Gender input. Say, let's see the same thing. Okay, so employee. First, let's do one. Then we will try to loop it. Okay. So if you get one block of code correctly, then we can loop it. Okay, let's start with very simple one. So here is your name, gender, and you have to print the code. Okay. So your name and your gender. So if it's a female, you have to print F. If it's a male, you have to print M. So first you have to get that one line correct. Then we will code it for, then we will loop it for 2, 3, 10 lines, or you can do while loop, but we will use for loop for looping using select case. Okay, so let's start. So just that one line has to be correct. So what is our first requirement? We have to have a variable. Select the variable. Select case answer. Okay, the answer is going to hold certain things for you. Okay, similarly, what is holding for us? B value. Range B2 is what? It's holding the answer. Okay, holding the different values. Based on that, we will construct the query. So range select case. Okay, let's give one thing. Let's say gender equals to, where it is stored, you have to take B2 value. So range B2 dot value. Okay. So this gender is now going to hold different answer. Got it? So now select case. What is our case here? Don't write anything. First, just listen. So what is my case here? For this project, what is my case?
Gender.
Gender. Okay, simple. Because gender will hold the answers. Now select the case, gender. Okay. So now let's construct the next line of the code, next few lines. So tell me, how should I start? So if it's a male, I should print M. If it's a female, print F. How will I write? So I have stored my case. Now what and all I should write?
Two different options for the case.
Yes,
Case
two
gender
different.
and case.
Yes, two different for the option. So what this variable will give? Okay, the variable can hold or might give female, then the case can be male. Why is it so difficult to do? Even why taking this much time to say? See, the gender will hold two answers, female and male. If it's a female, what should we do?
F. So
Range C2 value equal to F.
Yes, sir. Range C2 dot value equals to F. Similarly, for M, C2 dot value equals to M. If you think like a logic, it is easy. If you think like a coding, it's not, you will not get it. Okay, so first you have to, the whole idea is that, right? Building the tool and all different, but first of all, we have to understand the logics. The simple logics alone, if you're not telling the answer, then how you can develop few complicated things? Simple logics you have to quickly answer, at least quickly get the idea. So select the case, gender, case will have a male, case will have female. If it's a female, print the answer. If it's a male, print the answer. That's it. And select. Okay, so let's test it. See, F, because of female, it is printing. If it's a male, then we'll print M. Those who have finished, try to develop the code with the same logic only. Okay, the simple logic. If the salary is greater than 5,000, so let's say for me 6,000, then the grade should be printed as A. If it is less than 5,000, you should print the grade as B. Okay. So based on the salary, print A or B. So when you are giving greater than or less than, just give case greater than. S will come automatically. So just give the variable answers. Okay, case greater than 6,000, less than 6,000, 5,000, whatever. Why this much time? Just 4 lines of code. So range let's write in the same code. Grade. Okay, so the grade where you are getting grade range from range B2 and select the case grade. So now grade will have two options. One is the case that is greater than 5,000. You can simply write is will be automatically formed. Then the second condition either else or less than 5,000. So if it is greater than 5,000, what we should print? T1, its value equals to A. Less than 5,000, print B. Also, end select. End select is done. Okay, grade A. Okay, so let's move on. So we will try to build nested condition. Okay, so I want you guys to revise all these. See, it's no, you're not learning VBA, but you're learning logics. I'm kind of worried about this batch that it's, like not learning by logics is what I'm little worried, because when you move further after this Excel and VBA, every module is very difficult. Okay, so you have to practice, and I don't see anybody just going back to home and reading and getting more idea. Okay, so I'm little worried. Okay, first let's do the nested condition. We are only creating one line, but we will loop it later. Okay, so once we at least we should get that one line correct. Looping is very simple. Okay, first that one line. So let's imagine you got a classroom and you got girls and boys. So girls and boys. So this is your outer loop. And if it's a girl, then science, two division of girls. Okay, so girls may be from science stream and commerce. So if the girl studying in the science stream, so you should allocate her into section A. If it's from commerce, allocate her to section B. If it's boy science, allocate to section C. We did the same thing with Excel. Okay, now we are writing the program. That's it. Section D. Girl, science, commerce, boy, science, commerce. So let's see if from our Excel. Girl, sorry. Let's keep it name, gender, department, and you have to print the section. So you have to print here. So let's say the name, gender, female. If it's from science, you have to print section A. Okay, so first let's achieve this one line, then we will loop it. So here we have to use two loops, nested loops. So this is the outer loop and this one inner loop. Okay, let's start. So first we have two variables. Okay, one is gender, one is department. So store it. Grade gender equals to range B1, range B2 dot value. Then department equals to range C2 dot value. Okay, because basically you have to check the gender, then the department, then you allocate the section. Okay, so you have to go by the flow. So what is our outer loop? Gender. Okay, so first let's open. So first you guys don't do anything, don't even write the code. First see here, listen carefully. So first you have to see the gender. So select case gender. Okay, so what could be the next thing? What would be the result for the gender? So I've selected my case gender. So what are the possibilities? What is the next line of code?
It should be male or female. So case
So
dep equals to case
case
dep.
female. Then I will open, I'll not write anything. I'll leave some big gap. Then case male. Okay. So this is my outer schema. Got it? Now inside, I'll just write. If it's a female, now what happens? I need to see whether she's from science or commerce. So again, inside this case, you have to select one more case called department. Dip, the top one. Okay, now inside this department, again, I have got two options. The case can be from science and the case can be from the commerce. Again, for female, male also, same thing. Once it's confirmed, okay, it's a male. Then you check inside, you have to check department. Again, it can be science, he can be science and can be from commerce. Right up to this part. Okay, this is like an outer schema. So we finished the possibilities. Now we have to fill in the answer. First understand, this is my outer one. I got two option, female and male. So inside female again I got two more option. So select the case. Case can be science and commerce and so for male. So first finish this part. Okay, once you write the schema, then we will fill in the answer. So if it's a science, then fill the answer. What we have to fill. So if it's science, then print section A, range D2. Not, yeah, correct. Range D2 dot value equals to section A. If it's commerce, then section B. It's science, section C, then commerce. Do not forget to close the statement. So for one select, one end if, end select. And we have got one more end select for this one. And finally for the outer loop, okay, two inner loops, we have closed it, and one final outer loop, end select. So I will close here. Okay, the answer is printing now. So write slowly, because see the signs and the signs has to match the male, and here the male character should match. Okay, the last part of this class and this program, we have to loop and print automatically the section based on the gender and department. Okay, so again, just listen, then you guys copy the program. So here, when we are looping, we will not take any specific place, which means like I will not take range B2. Okay, because I am looping. So what I'm supposed to do, I have to remove this and then loop it. So okay, before removing that, I'll use for loop. You can try with do while as well. For x equals to start row number 2 to 14. Okay, for x equals to 2 to 14, and gender has to be checked not only for B2, right? It has to check throughout this x. So you will again delete wherever you have mentioned absolute reference, remove it. What is absolute reference? Taking a particular place. So remove that and write the looping statement. Cells x comma 2 dot value, its value. Okay. So gender equals to cells x comma 2 dot value. So every time the x will be searched and you will search the entire column number 2 up to 14. And same for the department. Cells x comma 3 dot value. Okay, that's it. You don't need to change the program at all. Wherever you have given this absolute reference, change it to relative reference. So here it will be cells x comma 4 dot value. So that is what that one line of code. Okay, if you get it right, then looping is not a difficult task. Okay. Since I have opened for loop, that is before select. So close the loop. Next text. Any doubt, let me know. So we are done. Okay, I have given more programs in the file that I just sent now. Okay, the select case. If you are interested, learn. See, I've pasted many different programs here. And this one as well. So here we are counting how many people have booked for London and how many people have booked for Milan. Okay, so it's a little different program. So if you are interested, you can watch the old session, not the new ones, the older ones like class 5, class 6. Because right now we have reduced the content for VBA, but initially we had 5 classes. If you get chance, you can watch the older session. Any doubt, let me know. Okay, that's it from my side. Let me know if any doubt, then we can done for the day. Can leave the
One
class.
question. In earlier
Yes.
code, we gave range, and in this code, we gave here cells. So there is only a difference of range or cells, and everything is else is same, right?
It's not same, right? If we initially we gave B2, it will only work for B2. But now we change the whole context, whole everything. The context in this the program itself totally different. Initially it will only work for B2, but right now we made it to work from 2 to 14.
Okay.
Yes. Initially, it was an absolute reference. Now we are looping it and making the reference in little slightly different way. Okay, guys, then see you guys in maybe further modules. I think for Alteryx or Power BI, I might come. So let's see. Okay, thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, guys. Thank you.
Vandana, one
Yes, yes.
do we have any class tomorrow?
No, I don't know. If you guys, I think tomorrow there won't be any class. But check your calendar. Usually class starts from Saturday.
Yeah,
The
actually
new.
till today only we have received all the Zoom invites, so that's why I just checked.
Okay. I think from next week you will have a fresh module.
Okay, Vandana.
Okay. Okay, guys.
Thank you, Vandana.
Yeah, thank you, guys. Bye.
Thank
I will send a reply. Reply in the sense like for Ayushman, like I've checked the code. The one correct code I've shared today in the screenshot. So that code, but rest otherwise all I've done. So I've initially when I started the class, I said All the codes are good. The one code particularly I liked, but I'll reply for the assignment. Okay, guys. Thank you.